Wow. First of all, I want to say thank you to all the YouTube subscribers and watchers, people who follow me. I'm very, very happy that you are here on my channel. I know that I normally speak in Spanish, but I just wanted to talk today in English only because I want to just get what I have to say out of me in a very clear and easy for me to speak language. I've had an awesome, wonderful year. It's been filled with so many blessings, so many good things. I'm so happy. It's Christmas Day. For some, yesterday was Christmas Day. For others, the day before on the 24th was Christmas Day for Los Latinos. But it doesn't matter because only Christ knows when he was born. I'm so happy for a good God, for Jesus, for, the Holy Trinity, the Holy Spirit, God, and his Son, Jesus Christ, who died for us. Many times we don't really acknowledge or remember really what Christmas is about. It is celebrating his birth, his life, celebrating Jesus who came in the form of a human. He changed from Godfather to human son. And he came really just to die for us, for our sins, our sinful nature, our sinful behavior. Humanity as a whole is not perfect. We already know this. I could go on and on and on and on about that. But evil, as we know, it is real. And for many years of my life, I was doing things that, when I think about it, were horrendous, were evil, were flesh, were self-serving, were absolutely disconnected from God. Disconnection from God is what can screw you up in life. And that is the reality. When we have a disconnection from God, meaning we don't pray, we don't seek him out, we don't acknowledge him, we don't want to even know that he's in the same room sometimes. And maybe not blatantly, but when we're doing not great things, we don't want to be seen. We want to do it in the dark. We want to do it without anyone knowing what we're doing. And I'm not saying I'm out there killing people and murdering people. I'm not a psycho. But I was sick. I was mentally sick for a very long time, for a very long period of time, I think. When I felt that there was a disconnection with me and God, my life started going in all the wrong ways. So one thing I want to do in this video is to list all the things that I'm grateful for and grateful that really this year has brought me, that my life, where my life is at the moment, I'm grateful for so many things. But I just want to run down a list of things that I'm grateful and happy for. I don't want to sit here and cry and boo-hoo and pour out my heart and say all the horrible things and negative things that I feel, and say that my health is deteriorating, that I'm depressed, that I'm this, that I'm that, and just whine. I was watching, not to be a gossiper, no es que sea chambroso, I was watching the Meghan Markle and Harry, I was going to say Harry Winston, Prince Harry. I don't even know what his last name. The Sussexes, for a gay person, we like to say stuff like that ends in S's, honey. So the Sussexes, they have a documentary or reality show. I don't even know what it's called. It's on Netflix. Meghan and Harry, I think it's called. But anyway, the whole time, it is 6 episodes, 6 hours of my life. Oh, that I wasted, honey. I only wasted it because I was intrigued and I wanted to be a little entertained because everything that they have to say, especially Meghan Markle, I don't believe to be true. You had a very privileged life. You lived in Buckingham Palace. You had a gorgeous millions of dollar wedding. You were wearing diamond encrusted crowns. You were living the luscious lifestyle that many people would love to have. And you claim that you were being discriminated against, that racism was a big fact. I don't believe anything that this documentary has to say. You know what? Even in the best and worst of families, there's going to be disagreements. There's going to be things that we don't like about each other. Deal with it. That is life. You chose this life. You chose to marry this prince. You chose this to be your future. You knew where he was coming from. Don't tell me, I didn't know who Prince Harry was. I never Googled him. Meghan, hush. Girl, hush, hush, hush. You know, I wish I had a fan on me so I can just pop it, boop, and just blow myself. Because, honey, it gets me hot and bothered, honey. I know. Anyway, the whole time, Meghan and Harry are complaining. And that is not what this video is going to be about. I want to, and I'm not a royal. I don't wear diamond encrusted crowns. I don't live in a lavish Buckingham Palace. Whatever it is that they said they lived in cottage, but on Buckingham Palace. Honey, I'm in this small condo apartment, okay? This is all I can afford, honey. This is my palace. This is where the king or queen sleeps and put his or her, it don't matter, honey. However you want to see me. Anyway, I'm here to say I'm grateful. I am very grateful. And I don't want to make this video too long, but I do want to make it clear that I have a grateful heart. God has brought me far. And I just want to say thank you to God for being a good God, a good father, a good everything, because without God, I would not be in this state of mind, in this beautiful condo, in this beautiful life that I call life to be my life. I'm very happy and grateful and just so appreciative that God took me out of where I was, out of the darkness that I was. I'm grateful and happy for a loving family. I know that we all have dysfunctional families. We all get on each other's nerves. I want to share something. Not too long ago, I mean, this happens over and over and over again. I have the closest connection to my mom. My mother is my best friend. But just like a best friend, you can get into it because you know each other very well. Me and my mother love hanging out. We love being with each other. But at the same time, she gets on my damn nerves. Everything I do is not right. And here's the one thing I really get bothered by, I guess. It's like the last straw is when I'm driving my car, being a very good driver, and I got a next door sidekick driver telling me what to do. Turn left, turn right, slow down, you're going too fast. You don't see that sign? Look at the camera. And it's like constant directions from my mother. And I'm like, Mom, I can drive. I've never gotten, in an accident. I do know how to drive, Mom. I'm fine. I can see where I'm going. I know what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. And she is nagging and she just cannot control herself. But that's who she is. She likes to control the situation and everything around her. And our relationship has come to a moment where I have to have boundaries with her. I'm like, Mom, you are crossing the line. I'm driving. I have told you 10 million times to let me drive and to stop telling me what to do. So the other day, as we were coming from the salon, She was, I don't know, maybe she was just having a bad day. We don't know, honey. She was just going on and on. Do this, do that. There's black ice. There's this, there's that. And it was just like someone who's telling you over and over to do certain things and nagging and starting to scream at you can cause you to crash, can cause you to have an accident because she's stressing you out. So anyway, I just went crazy. I was like, you know what? I told you a million times. I told you a million times. And I'm banging on the steering wheel, grabbing that steering wheel. I told you a million times that I know how to drive. I don't need you to tell me how to drive. I know how to drive. I know what I'm doing. And she's like, calm down, calm down, calm down. Baja chocar, baja chocar, baja chocar. And I'm like, I told you a million times. Y sabe qué? Va a ser la última vez que yo la manejo. This is the last time I'm driving you around, Miss Daisy. Okay? This is the last time, Miss Daisy, that I'm going to drive you around, okay? Next time, when we have to go to work, you're driving yourself, honey. Because you're not blind, you're not handicapped. You can drive yourself. You're not going to drive me crazy, okay? You're not going to drive me crazy. Okay. So we had a big old little blow up. We had a little blow up and I stayed silent the whole time. Ooh, talking about my mother. She's calling me. Ahorita le voy a decir algo. Espérense. Mami, ahorita no puedo hablar, estoy haciendo un video, ya le voy a llamar en unos 15 minutos.
No, está bien, ya estoy recogiendo acuerdos, no le aparezco más.
Bye. Anyway, that's a whole nother thing. So, for the whole ride home, the rest of the ride home, we stopped talking. Well, I stopped talking. I gave her the silent treatment. And she was just like, oh this, oh that. And I was like, Yeah, and when we got home, when I dropped her off in front of her house, I was like, good night, mother. See you tomorrow. Hasta luego. Arrivederci. Bye-bye. But anyway, I got over it. The next day, I didn't pick her up. I made her drive herself to work. She gave me the cold shoulder at work. And I gave her another one. Eventually, though, we got to talking. And I said, so how was your drive over here, Mom? Were you okay? You left me in the cold on the coldest day. You didn't pick up the phone. I called you 2 times this morning. You never answered. Well, didn't I tell you that you were driving yourself this morning? Didn't I tell you that you were getting on my nerves? Didn't I tell you to leave me alone? Okay, that is why I didn't answer the phone. That's what happened. But in the end, it all worked out. She understood. She knows that we have to have boundaries. Because I'm a little cuckoo, she's a little cuckoo. We both get a little cuckoo, okay? We need to have boundaries. And she forgets about those. And I forget about my boundaries with her. Sometimes I don't want to make her feel bad, but that is the reality. Sometimes my words will hurt. And I end up always apologizing to my mother. That's one thing I do with my family and with that's something I've learned to do in my sobriety. I've learned to apologize. To apologize. I don't care what time you apologize, but apologize. And sometimes she's like, no quiero, fake apology. No quiero que me estés diciendo I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Después de que me ofendes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. ¿Ya para qué I'm sorry? ¿Ya para qué? And I'm like, Mom, take what you can get, honey. Sometimes the I'm sorry's are going to come a little bit later. And we are human. But the point is, I'm so happy that I have my family with me. That I have my family so close by. That I have both parents, my father and my mother, are alive. They are alive. They just celebrated 50-year wedding anniversary. They are alive and they are with us. And I'm so happy and grateful. I don't even want to think about when they're not around anymore. But I'm so happy to have my mom next to me to argue with me. My dad close by, always ready to talk to me. It's a blessing. I have loving siblings. I have a younger brother and an older sister. And I am blessed to have them both in my life. My brother, he's a half brother, but I love him like a brother. My sister, she's an older sister by 3 years. She's 3 years older than me. And for a little moment in time, we did not get along. We really didn't get along. And there was a little stretch of time, I think about 2 years, where we just didn't talk. We didn't talk. We didn't have a relationship. For personal reasons, and I won't get into it because that's a whole nother long story. But we finally came around to see that we love each other. We need each other. We travel together. We talk about everything. We're our best friends. We both are not married. We both don't have children. So we get along like bread and butter. You know, we have traveled many times and we continue to travel. We have another trip coming up, possibly to England. Ooh, to see where Meghan and Harry was living in that little small cottage in Buckingham Palace. We want to know, honey. We want to know where the king and queen used to sleep. We want to see all the crown jewels. So we might be going to England in the future. And I'm so happy because I never used to travel with my sister like that. I traveled alone, or I traveled with other people or other groups or other family members or other friends, but never really with my sister. But now we travel. We're traveling buddies. I'm so happy for that. Thankful for that. Because who better than your own flesh and blood to see the world, to travel, to know new cultures? There's nothing better in life. I have a good job. That's another thing I'm thankful for. And not just a good job, a wonderful career that has lasted 27 years. I've been a hairstylist, barber, makeup artist for 27 years. No one. And I'm not saying that I look fabulous and young and thin and tight. But when I express and share my age, I'm 43 years old, no one believes me. No te creo. 43 años. 43 years old. You're 43 years old? 43 years old? I look in the mirror and I sometimes say, damn, you still look good. You still look good. I mean, life has not treated you that badly. And here's the thing, honey. The reality is, and this is just my opinion, I believe that me and my sister, because she still looks very young as well, I think we stay young because of one primary reason. And I don't know if it's good or bad, but this is what I believe to be. I think the fact that we are not married and we don't have kids. Two things. We are not married and we don't have children. Children and marriage can maybe stress you out, bring on the wrinkles, bring in the gray hairs, bring the sag down, cause you to want to get Botox. I think that is what keeps people young people who are single, not married, no kids. I'm not saying that's for everyone, but I think that's what's kept me young. I think that all of my youthfulness or youthful appearance is because I don't have that much stress in my life. That's just something I believe. Let me know in the comments if you believe it to be untrue. If you don't believe what I'm saying, let me know. Tell me, you parents who are parents of children and are married to your spouses, do you think you've aged quicker because you got married and had kids? Because I have a lot of friends from high school, and I see their Facebook posts and I see their Instagram pictures and family members and siblings and not siblings, children. And I see them and I'm like, ooh, they look old. They look older than me. And we're from the same class. How is it that they have so many gray hairs? How is it that they look so aged? Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but that is the reality. And if you are a follower of mine and you are watching this video and you went to my high school, Wheaton High School, and you feel that I am maybe talking about you, let me know in the comments. Let me know if it's the truth or the reality, or if it's not the truth. A lot of you guys look older, like much older than me. Not to be mean, but I guess that does sound mean. But on the flip side of it, you have families, you have loved ones, spouses. I don't have that. So I'm not complaining because I love my life and I love being single. I love doing what I want to do. I love not having that responsibility. I really do. I don't really think, and I don't pray to God for kids. I don't pray to God to get married. That's not for me. I don't feel that that's for me. That's just not. It is not for me. It is not what I dream about. I didn't grow up dreaming about being in a wedding and having all these kids. That's just not me. God knows my heart. God knows maybe why that's not the reality of my life. But anyway, I don't want to veer off and go on a tangent. I have a wonderful career, as I said. I have a career that is so fulfilling, so wonderful. I get to transform women's hair, men's hair. I get to help them feel good for that day. It is always rewarding to make someone feel good. I also am happy for my overall health. Now, I do have a lot of health issues, and that's the reality. I'm diabetic. I have high cholesterol. I'm overweight. I'm obese. I can name the list. But at the same time, I'm alive. I can see. I can breathe. I can taste. I can hear. I can walk. I have medications. I use insulin. I use medication to treat my illnesses. So the fact that I have the ability to treat my body, because your body's not going to be intact and perfect forever. It deteriorates. That's the reality. Pretty soon I'm going to have a podcast with my father. And our podcast is going to be about the wisdom of the old compared to the wisdom of the young, which is going to be me. I'm the young voice. He's the older voice. It's going to be a podcast where we talk about everything. I cannot wait. And that will be in Spanish. So, another thing that I'm happy and thankful for is Alcoholics Anonymous, AA. I have wonderful friends in AA. I have a wonderful sponsor who unfortunately moved far away from me to the state of Rhode Island. But regardless of that, we Zoom call each other. I'm so happy and grateful for Alcoholics Anonymous. You have no idea how much this program of sobriety has changed my life. It has opened up the possibilities of living again, because I wasn't living before. I was in darkness. I was running away from life. And Alcoholics Anonymous has been the program that changed my life. It really has. And God is in that program. God is in it. God, He's woven in it. He is all up in it because God is in people. And the program is about people, fellowship, and being with each other. My sponsor, he's wonderful. He's a wonderful sponsor because he's like my friend, my therapist, my counselor, my guide to life. He is wonderful, and I'm so blessed to have him in my life. He was, in the beginning, when we first met each other, he was my temporary sponsor. Temporary, because one day in a meeting, in an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting, I raised my hand. Hi, my name is Jorge and I'm an alcoholic. I have been relapsing over and over and over, and I'm not able to stop drinking. I would like to know if there's anyone in this room who could be my temporary sponsor, because I need help. And if you are willing to sponsor me, please let me know after the meeting. So after the meeting, I wasn't expecting anyone to come up to me and help me. He came up to me, he said, "Hi, my name is blah, 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 sponsor, and I can be your temporary sponsor. Here's my phone number. Call me. Let's start getting the work done. Let's start working on the program." And from then on, he has been my sponsor and is going to be nearly 4 years of my sobriety. But he's been my sponsor for about almost 6 years. Because even with him, I would relapse. But he stood by me. And that's why I'm so grateful. He visited me in my condo, in my apartment, when I was drunk or when I was coming down from getting drunk. He visited me. He did things that he didn't have to do. He was with me. He wanted to see it through. He wanted to help me. And that is a great, great, great blessing that he has no idea how I see him. I see him like almost like an angelic type, an angelic figure. Like he came and he helped me. Just like an angel would protect you and be your guardian angel. I feel that he was mine and still is my guardian angel in some ways. The last thing that I'm happy for. This is the last thing on my list. My sobriety. I am in July 21st of 2023, this coming July, I'll have 4 years of sobriety. And you have no idea how happy, grateful, I am just loving the fact that I am going to be sober for 4 years. It is incredible because I never thought I would be sober. And one of the biggest things that I'm happy for is not only being sober and not drinking anymore, but I'm becoming sober of mind. And the Bible talks about this. And when it talked about it, I would read it and I would skim over it. Sober of mind. What is that? Like, what is sober of mind? What does that mean? Sober of mind. But when I started becoming sober of mind, I understood what it means. Sober of mind is being aware of all that is life. Being aware and alert to changes, to danger, to happy moments, to joyous moments, to moments of danger, being sober, awake, completely and fully immersed in life, awake, aware of what's going on, aware of what I'm doing, aware of my decision making, aware of what I'm choosing to do in life. Before, I wasn't really sober of mind. I was just passing along in life, making horrible decisions, making horrible choices, doing things just to satisfy my flesh, doing things because I thought they made me happy, never helping anyone else, never being of service, never acknowledging God, never realizing that life is wonderful and beautiful. I was just going down a dark, deep, dark hole. And now that I'm sober of mind, I'm becoming more aware of the wonderful things in life. And things that I used to do, I would never do them now. I would not find pleasure in doing certain things that I used to do. Now other things bring me joy. Yesterday, Christmas Day, what did I want to do on Christmas Day? Some people might want to be home under the Christmas tree. Some people might want to be with their friends, out and about with their friends. Some people may want to be alone. Some people, who knows what people like to do. But I chose to go to church with my mother, my brother. I wanted to be with them. I wanted to be with them. Most Christmases in the past, I didn't want to be with them because I had clubbed maybe the night before. I went to the club the night before and I got drunk and I was hungover and I woke up hungover on Christmas Day. And I didn't want to be with my family. I could care less. Part because I was ashamed, part because I was hungover, and part because I was not happy. This year was a new year. I wanted to be with my family. My father and my sister are in Israel. Had they been here, I'd be with them. But I wanted to be with my family. I wanted to be in church. I wanted to acknowledge God. I wanted to be with my mother, have lunch with her. We went to have lunch. We spent the day together. And to close this video, I want to say this. Being sober of mind gives you your life. Being connected to God, having a connection to God, and not being disconnected, that is what gives you life. That gives you life. That makes your life beautiful and happy and joyous. That's what I want to leave you guys with. Get your connection to God back the way it should be. Get back with your family. Love those that love you. Being sober of mind will give you your life back. It will completely fulfill your life. You will start to see life as a beautiful gift. And to close out this video, I want to share a quick little thing that happened to me yesterday as I was with my mom, with my brother, celebrating Christmas Day in church. We went to have lunch, and I ran into someone who I had not seen in years. And I used to have all kinds of addictions, and I still have addictions, but thank God that I'm more sober of mind to acknowledge that I need to work on several aspects of my life. One of them being food. Food is my biggest weakness. It's still an addiction. It's still something I am struggling with. But anyway, I ran into someone I hadn't seen in years. And this person and I, and a group of other people, and I say we, because they still do it, I don't do it anymore, but at the time, we all had an addiction to casinos, to gambling. And gambling, not just like, oh, let's go an hour or two. Not that type of gambling. This was 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. Gambling. No sleep. Gambling. Gambling like the craziest addiction ever. And at the time, we thought we were having fun. At the time, we thought we were living life. At the time, it was amazing to be in the casinos and to play and spend all of your money. And I ran into this person yesterday. And this person told me, I'm on my way to the casino. What's going on with you? How have you been? Blah, blah, blah. And the person seemed to be very, very excited and happy. But that just reminded me of the anticipation that I would feel prior to drinking. I would be so happy that I was about to drink. And when I had the gambling addiction, I would be so happy the hours before going on that trip to go gambling, to go to the casinos. I would be so happy. And I saw the happiness in this person's eyes. And I said, oh, really? You're going to the casinos? Yeah, I'm going for 3 days with 2 friends. Oh, it's going to be wonderful. I cannot wait. I can't wait to be playing. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, have a great time. Enjoy yourself. I hope you win. And the person told me, you know we never win. You know we never win. But it's just so fun. Don't you think? And I'm like, yeah. I didn't bother to say I'm sober. I didn't bother to say I have a new connection with God because I've talked to this person before about that. And this person has chosen to continue doing what they do. You can't change and force people to change and to do what you want them to do. They have to be ready for it. But I only say this to say, wow, that could still be me. I could still be stuck in that casino, in that what appears to be a wonderful place, a prison where no light comes in, a prison where there are no clocks, a prison where all you're hearing is noises and sounds, and people are drinking and smoking and playing games and spending money. And there is no family, there is no connection. You are by yourself on those machines, or you're playing cards, and you're not really happy. People feel that is life, and that is joy, and that is happiness. But I don't. I see right through it now. And that is what I talk when I talk about having a sober mind. That is what I mean. When you have a sober mind, you see the bigger picture. You see the reality of what's going on. You see exactly what's going on. I was trapped in a prison when I was at the casino. But thank goodness that the casino was not... Thank goodness that the casino was not my major and most problematic addiction. It turned out it was alcohol. And, I'm a work in progress. This is a one day at a time program. Alcoholics Anonymous is one day at a time. One day at a time, we're getting better. One day at a time, we're living our lives. One day at a time, we're getting closer and closer and closer to being absolutely sober in all aspects of our lives. Now, I'm not saying that we get completely sober and that everything is going to be perfect and that everything is going to work itself out. No, life is life. Life is what it is. Life is going to bring in the end death, but we have to be ready for it. And we want to have had a great life, a fulfilling life. I'm so happy because now all the moments that happen in my life, all the events that take place in my life, I will be able to remember them, to cherish them, to remember the sense of certain places, to remember the locales of certain places, to remember that I did this with my sister, that I did this with my brother, that I did this with my mother, with my father, to have these life memories. It's unbelievable. And that's why, my loves, friends and followers of YouTube and everyone else, that is why I am grateful this year. 2022, it's the day after Christmas, and I'm happy. I'm happy. I woke up happy, and I woke up saying, I need to do a video. I haven't posted an Instagram or YouTube video in a long time. And I just wanted to share. And thank you all for being with me. Take care. You guys have a blessed New Year's. Have a continued blessed life. And if you are struggling with addiction, there is always help. There's always Alcoholics Anonymous. There's rehabilitation centers. There are detox centers. There is help if you look for the help. If you're ready and willing and ready to do the work of working on yourself and loving yourself again and grabbing onto that connection to God again, then there is nothing impossible. Life is going to get better from here on out. Have a great, great rest of your year, you guys, and have a very Merry Christmas and a happy, fulfilled, life joyously fulfilled New Year. Bye-bye.